Guys, so real quick, before I show you my review of Spider-Man Homecoming, check out this little video I put together for you guys, involving a couple of action figures from the Spider-Man Homecoming line. Check it out. I am the Vulture. Aren't you played by Michael Keaton? Yeah. Do you have, like, a bird fetish or something? I mean, first Batman, then Birdman, now Vulture? Shut up!
Just like flies, look out! Here comes the Spider-Man. Listen up, he's got great...
Anyways, guys, so Spider-Man Homecoming, my big birthday movie. The movie that I have been planning to see for my birthday since they announced that it would be released on July 7th, which is a few days before my actual birthday, which is July the 11th. And it was either that or Apes, which comes out a few days after. And I was like, fun superhero movie. Probably gonna be a serious, slightly depressing movie about apes fighting for superiority over the human race. Spider-Man. But, then Mason left, and he's not gonna be back until the 11th. And, so it was just me and Autumn that went to go see it. But I am happy to say, guys, that I saw Spider-Man Homecoming and loved it. So let's get into it. Spider-Man Homecoming takes place a few months after the events of Captain America Civil War. Basically, what has happened is that Peter Parker is basically dealing with the fact that he fought the Avengers. He fought a small group of the Avengers in Civil War. And Tony Stark, they met and he did that whole thing. And now he's just kind of dealing with the fact that now he has to go back to being what he was before. Just a small-time hero in Queens. But he now has had a taste of this world of the Avengers, and he wants to be a part of it desperately. But everyone else is kind of just denying him. And then, meanwhile, all this stuff with the Vulture is happening. And this movie is pretty great. I'll get into the cast first. So the movie stars Tom Holland, Michael Keaton, and Robert Downey Jr., as well as Zendaya and Marissa Tomei, and a couple other people. And it's directed by Jon Watts, who I haven't seen the last movie he made. I believe the last movie he made was that movie Cop Car with Kevin Bacon. I haven't seen it, but I kind of want to based on the way he directed this, because this movie is directed really well. Jon Watts knows how to do a good superhero action scene. But I gotta say, guys, the standouts in this movie have to be Michael Keaton and Tom Holland, the main two characters. Because, guys, Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man we have gotten in a live-action film ever. Because he has the shy, insecure nerdiness of Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker, and the kind of douchey, cocky attitude of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, all fused together into one Peter Parker and Spider-Man. And as much as this is a Spider-Man movie, it is also a Peter Parker movie. And I love that, because Peter Parker has always been an interesting character for me, because Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, but more than that, I just love the character of Peter Parker because even before he was Spider-Man, he was just this really smart, shy, nerdy kid. And then he got these powers, and it gave him confidence, and it made him cooler. And I think that's something that a lot of kids who are kind of outsiders and shy, that's something they kind of wish they had, and that's something I think a lot of people look up to Spider-Man for, is because he showed that even when you're this shy, insecure, nerdy kid, you can be confident as well and do the things that you love and do things that matter. And I feel like that is exactly what Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man perfectly embodies. And then you have Michael Keaton, who plays the Vulture, who is one of the most sinister, is one of the most charismatic, is just one of the best villains in the MCU ever. I would even go as far as to say he's the best villain since Loki. Guys, Michael Keaton does an amazing job as the Vulture in this movie. He has a way of... He has a way of terrifying you and also kind of making you feel for him at the same time in the same scene. And it's great because he has something that a lot of villains in the MCU have lacked. An actual clear motivation for why they're doing what they're doing beyond the fact that they're evil. Because, guys, you understand where he's coming from. He starts out, they show a flashback to about 2012. Well, no, because it would be... Basically, they show a flashback to the ending of the first Avengers movie, and they show that Adrian Toomes, he is the head of this company that just is taking care of all the alien crap. And then it gets taken away, and like his job gets taken away, so then he and his buddies just decide to use the leftover scrap that they have to build weapons, and then he's just trying to still be able to support his family, and you understand exactly where he's coming from and why he's doing what he's doing, and it makes him a very compelling character, and he just does a really great job with the character. Because he's Michael Keaton. Everyone loves Michael Keaton. The action in this movie is really well done. The CGI is great. The comedy is very well done. This movie is weird because as much as it is a superhero movie, like the other Marvel movies, it is also a teen movie, more kind of in the vein of movies like Ferris Bueller and The Breakfast Club. Very John Hughesy type stuff. There's even a bit where you see Ferris Bueller playing on a TV. And it's that kind of stuff that makes this movie stand out from the other Marvel movies that I've seen just this year alone, like Logan and Guardians of the Galaxy, movies like that. It makes this one a lot more different because it's much more relatable than Logan. I love Logan, guys, but do you think I can relate to an aging dude with claws that pop out of his hands that's dying? No. Can I relate to a 15-year-old who's going through some big changes in his adolescent life? Yeah. I mean, I can't relate to the fact that he has spider powers, but I can relate to the fact that he's a 15-year-old going through adolescent changes. And that's the great thing about Peter Parker, is that he is one of the most relatable superheroes because everyone is either going to be, has been, or is a teenager. I mean, yeah, not everyone has just lost their parents and has to live with their aunt and uncle, but that doesn't really affect his character too much. He's still just an average, shy, nerdy teenager. And that's great. And again, the superhero stuff is incredible too. It feels like if I almost want to say this movie is like if Ferris Bueller was more shy and so basically if Cameron was the main character, he had superpowers, and then, you know, that kind of thing. And that's really cool. I love that about this movie. The trailers didn't really spoil that much, actually. A big complaint with a lot of the trailers for this movie were that they were showing way too much of the movie. I will highly disagree. There are a lot of things in this movie that were not shown in the trailers, and a lot of big plot points and set pieces that I was thoroughly surprised by even being in there. Excuse me. I would have to say, guys, Spider-Man Homecoming, just based off first watching it the first time, I'm probably going to, as soon as Mason gets back, drag him to the theater so I can see it again and he can see it for the first time. And I'm sure he wouldn't argue with me on it. But I will say, after watching it the first time, Spider-Man Homecoming is the best Spider-Man movie since Spider-Man 2. I would have to rank them. If I had to rank the Spider-Man movies, I would go Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man 2002, Spider-Man 3, The Amazing Spider-Man, and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. If I had to rank them, that's how I would. And guys, Spider-Man Homecoming gets an A+. It had to. I mean, this movie was just perfect. Stay till the end of the credits, because there is probably the best post-credit scene I have ever seen for any Marvel movie, MCU or non. It's just incredible. And if you guys, of course, you probably noticed, I am wearing this. This was actually my Spider-Man homemade suit cosplay that I made in, so I could wear it to go see the movie. Basically, what I did was on Monday, I was up north, and I just decided, you know what, I want to dress up like Spider-Man to go see the movie. So I bought a cheap hoodie, cut the sleeves off, drew on the Spider-Man symbol, and yeah, I got this shirt. And so, yeah. I'll be uploading a video probably later on today on my Brandon Grice gaming channel, where I'll show like the process going throughout the day yesterday, going to the movie and then getting out of the movie. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you have seen Spider-Man Homecoming, and let me know in the comments what you thought of it. I'll see you guys in the next video.